POV, Demon Slayer, undoubtedly one of the most compelling and breathtaking anime series that has graced our screens in recent years. With its visually stunning animation, engaging storyline, and lovable characters, one of the most popular, if not the most popular, shonen anime in recent times. High intensity and a high volume of emotion. That is Demon Slayer, just for it to drop this new season and get this rating. I'll be the first one to say I've never liked Demon Slayer to that extent. I had no connections with any of the characters. I did not care about the story, so on and so forth. I really just watched it due to a recommendation and just seeing what the hype was about. After a while, of course, I somewhat started paying attention, but it didn't grasp me at all. I think I finally got hooked onto Demon Slayer when I saw that one episode from season 1, the beautiful animation, what really made Demon Slayer. But the main character, the storyline, his sister, all the outside characters, I just never had a connection with them, and even now it's kind of difficult for me to say, oh, I like these characters. If anything, I like the Hashiras more than the main cast, which is crazy to some people. But when you hear of the show Demon Slayer, it's a wide range of opinions. Some people genuinely say it's terrible, they hate it overall. Some people call it mid, carried by the animation. You see the comments yourself. Some people even say it's peak. I would never say it's peak, but it does something that no other show can, and it has to be the high volume of emotion with the intense fights. The studio and the directors knew exactly what they were doing when they made Demon Slayer. They know Demon Slayer does not have the most compelling story and the most emotionally grasping situations, but they make you feel it with the animation. As we build up into season 2, or even the further on in seasons, we start to feel a sense of liability and a sense of risk. If it's one thing about me, I like realism. I like realistic anime, realistic situations, so on and so forth. With that being said, because the animation is so beautiful, they show the strength and the meaning behind every slash or every fight and give you a deeper feeling with the situation. I don't know if I said that right, I'm just talking at this point. But being real though, with the soundtrack to match the animation to the character, it's done so well, and it's done that way on purpose.
Before we even continue with the video, I do want to say thank you for 100 subscribers. We're on a generational run right now. My most recent video got striked, so I couldn't post for a week. I couldn't post any shorts. They were being restricted. I couldn't do anything. I had to re-edit and re-upload the video, and it's starting to pick up now. But then I got more bad news. One of my other videos that I had posted a few weeks back also got striked.
It's in the past now, I'm fully back. Gonna try to put as much time as I can into this, but without further ado, hope you enjoy the video. Getting straight to the point, the last episode of Demon Slayer in the newest season has left the internet in shambles. People are saying it's perfection. People are saying the season was wasted for this one episode. I think it was well paced to an extent. I feel like it could have been faster. We could have looked at different angles and different approaches. Like, the narrative could have been, we see the demons prepping as well, because we see Tanjiro and all the Demon Slayers getting prepped to fight this big battle, but we don't see the demons plotting as much, which I think was a key factor that made the season a little bit slower. It was a lot of kicks and giggles and training. We saw Tanjiro moving a rock. Like, it was literally, it felt like filler. I won't say it was filler, but it felt like filler. I know a lot of people are mad it was 8 episodes. People think they're milking the series for money, so on and so forth. But Demon Slayer has been like this from the start. From season 1 now to season 4, I think the pacing has stayed consistent, and I have no problem with that. Once that movie comes out, I'm pretty sure it's gonna make up for the dead time that we lost with these last 7 episodes of Demon Slayer in the newest season. But just take season 2 into consideration. In season 2, we have the Sound Hashira known as Tengen. He is the fastest Hashira and the second strongest Hashira. It is confirmed. And with that being said, that just goes to show he is one of the strongest characters in the entire series, human-wise. But yeah, you see Tengen and Tanjiro team up to fight these upper moon demons. They're like twins or siblings or something of that nature. But yeah, this was a true battle of life and death. I remember watching this for the first time and being on the edge of my seat, actually hyped for the next episode to come out. Demon Slayer genuinely had me captivated throughout that season and throughout just that fight in specific. That fight was intense. So I think this is the second time we see Tanjiro fight alongside another Hashira, and we see his growth with being able to keep up and actually support the Hashira. But the difference in strength is, of course, still marginal at this time in the season, and we just see the intense feelings throughout that fight. We see Tanjiro's screams and expressions as he thinks they're gonna lose, of course, because they're fighting an upper moon demon, and you see the destruction it leaves in a village. You really see the strength of these demons and what they can do. And I feel like even in that season, season, for it to be so hype and me be so emotionally attached to that fight, I think it's easy to forget about the lame parts of that season, the build up towards that season, even the filler comedy or the filler moments, things we didn't need. I feel like we forget all of that because the hype moments are so good. And even when I finished watching that season and then the coming seasons that I've finished, I still feel like certain parts of Demon Slayer is easily forgettable and has like no value in my life or any like emotional attachment. But when I do actually think about it and go back and look, I realize I underestimate Demon Slayer every time, and I feel like it's the same thing with everyone else. Of course, we can say we really don't care about these characters genuinely at certain times. I feel like they don't know how to build or show a more realistic and intense side to these characters without showing a fight, which kind of like once the fight is over, we don't care. But I feel like Demon Slayer is definitely underrated in the sense of it has emotional attachment to you without you even realizing. Because I remember seeing the fight and seeing Tanjiro's face and Tengen screaming at Tanjiro to run and like get away, and me being like, what's gonna happen next? Like, are they really gonna die? Like, it kind of has an emotional attachment to you that you don't realize, and the show does really great with that. The sound design and the animation is something only Demon Slayer could do, just because the animation studio, Ufotable, however you pronounce it, the studio does a great job at making you feel the intensity with the animation, and it could not be done any other way if the animation was not that good. And for that, I feel like Demon Slayer is heavily underestimated in the community. Yeah, Demon Slayer is just all around underrated when it comes to like the emotional aspect and the storyline. The story is actually like captivating. I'm always looking to see what's next when I think about it. Even now, at the most recent episode, we see them fall into the Infinity Castle. Like, I know we're about to lose some Hashira. It's like, based on what I've seen and heard, I know we're losing some people. I won't be surprised if we lose almost everyone, but that's just the story of Demon Slayer, the realistic emotional parts and even the boring parts where we build with these Hashira and we're like, oh, this is filler. Even seeing them train together, hearing their backstory, I feel like it's all necessary and it's good pacing towards their future, or even the future of just Tanjiro himself, just because we don't know if these Hashira are gonna make it or not. But yeah, Demon Slayer is just all around underrated in my opinion, but I feel like that show deserves its respect and it's gonna earn it sooner or later. But overall, the new season, I will give it a 5 out of 10. I feel like 3 out of 10 was harsh, but if you guys enjoyed, make sure you tell me what you think about the new season and which is your favorite season, let alone favorite character. And without further ado, I'll catch you in the next one.